YouTube, what's up, baby? We're back in this thing again for another review. This is Q's Insight. I'm Callie, and today we're going to be talking about Ms. Marvel, Episode 2, entitled Crushed. Now, if you've been to this channel before, you already know how we do it. We started off with the premise, 3 favorite scenes, the grade, and then we on to the next one, right? So again, Ms. Marvel, Episode 2, entitled Crush. Now in this one, we come back with Kamala, and she's at school, and she has this newfound swag about her because of, having the power of a hero. And we see her, kind of acting out in a way, you know what I'm saying, with people that she pretty much wouldn't, walking down the hallway of the school. And then we see that Zoe is actually getting even more popular because she had the interaction with Kamala, you know what I'm saying, without anybody knowing that was Kamala. She had the interaction with Kamala, and that is in turn giving her all this, all these eyes glued to her, like wanting to know her story and wanting to know if she knows who, the hero was and what the hero's name was. So, yeah. So from there, we find out that Zoe is actually going to be throwing a party due to just being alive and happy to be alive. And then we find out that Kamala doesn't want to go, but then she does end up going because this boy that she likes, his name is Cameron. So this boy that she likes gets invited to the party. So she didn't want to go at first, but after she finds out that he's going, she ends up wanting to go. And then from there, we see Kamala and Bruno, and they end up testing out Kamala's powers and seeing, what she can do and how to better things for her so that way she can use her powers easier or correctly. So it's a cool little montage. And then from there, Nakia and Kamala go to prayer, and then, they're talking about things and talking about how, the women of the women in the building that they're at, they get less of what men do. So Kamala ends up telling Nakia that you should run for the mosque board, like president of the situation, and you can change things, you know what I'm saying? So that's what she ends up deciding to do. From there, we see Kamala, and she actually ends up going home. She talks to her mom about, what happened on the last episode as far as her, sneaking out and then sneaking back in, and then just her, kind of being this rebel when her mother never saw this inside of her. And, she's disappointed, she's sad, she's mad, whatever it may be. So they talk about the situation, and they come to an understanding. And what ends up happening, Kamala ends up asking her mom if she can go to Zoe's party, and she says Bruno's gonna be there, and Nagi's gonna be there, and whatever else. So she doesn't necessarily word the situation that's going to a party, and then but anyways, her mom does agree to let her go. And then Kamala, Nakia, and Bruno go to the party. They get there, and as soon as they get there, pretty much, man, the party gets shut down. So Cameron ends up running into Kamala before the party shut down. They have this nice little, interaction, and she's still digging them even more because, they have this nice interaction. But as the party gets shut down, Cameron offers to take Kamala, Bruno, Nakia out of the, situation that they're in, as far as just giving them a ride home, you know what I'm saying? So that's what they do. They all get into Cameron's car, and then Kamala and Cameron, they get even more acquainted, and it's obviously there's a connection there, right? So then, anyways, and Bruno seems jealous of it. You know what I'm saying? So after getting dropped off, Cameron gives Kamala his number and tells him, hey, let's hang out sometime, whatever it may be, and she's all happy. And Kamala goes in the house, and you can tell that she's in love because she's like daydreaming about stuff. She's singing music, and it's crazy. So the next day comes, and Kamala is at school again, daydreaming about Cameron, and then she wakes up out of it, and for some reason her nose is glowing, like with the energy that she has, and she's trying to get it to go away, but she can't. So Kamala goes to the restroom. Nakia follows after her and tells her, like, hey, I got your back. If there's anything that you want to tell me, let me know. You know what I'm saying? Are you on your period type thing, whatever it may be. But Kamala's energy that was in her nose that was showing ends up going away. And then Nakia and Kamala have a conversation. And she just basically telling Kamala about, like, just how things are for her. You know what I'm saying? And explaining that it's not easy for her as well. So then we go to Bruno, and he's actually at the counselor's office, and we find out from the counselor that he's actually gets accepted to this, big school for electronics. And he wants to go, but you can tell that he doesn't want to go only because of Kamala and where the school would be. It would be far away from her. So anyways, he leaves there. Bruno catches up with Kamala after school, and he tells her that, hey, I got something to tell you about. And Kamala's like, I can't really do it right now because I'm actually about to go out with Cameron, and we're going to go for a ride. We're going to get some food or whatever it may be. And yeah, so that kind of sucks for Bruno. So anyways, Kamala and Cameron, they go for a ride. They go get something to eat. And then they run into her brother's outside. And so she tries to hide, like, oh, I don't want this to be weird. I don't want them to find out about you. And then da-da-da-da. And so they're hiding behind this paper, Cameron and Kamala. But then her brother actually comes in. He's like, yo, like, who is this? Da-da-da-da. And she ends up telling him that, oh, this is our cousin, blah, blah, blah. And then eventually, after talking or whatever, he ends up actually believing that is his cousin. He's like, all right, well, I'll let you guys be, I'll see you at dinner, Kamala. And then, so yeah, that was it for that scene. And then after that, Kamala and her family end up having dinner. And they're discussing things about, like, how, her father and her mother came to the States and how it was difficult and for them to actually come to the States and just what took place. And, it was pretty crazy. So as they're discussing this stuff, all of a sudden Kamala's bracelet activates, and she ends up seeing someone from her past, I believe, or just seeing some lady. I don't know which one. And so she ends up passing out after the vision, and her parents wake her up and then try to make sure everything's cool. So after that, Kamala ends up calling her grandma about the bracelet and seeing what she knows about it and everything like that. And as she's explaining about the bracelet and everything like that, her father comes in, and I guess her mom doesn't have the closest relationship with her mom. Kamala's mom doesn't have the closest relationship with her mother. You know what I'm saying? So Kamala's grandma. So he comes in, he's like, I don't know who you talking to, da, da, da. He's like, oh, she's like, oh, nothing, it's, nothing at all, or whatever it may be. So their conversation gets ruined. So then after that, Kamala ends up bringing up Aisha, which is someone that she was told about from her grandmother. So she brings up Aisha to her family, and her mom basically is like, I don't want to talk about her. You don't know what she's done to this family and all this other stuff like that. So obviously some bad blood going on with that situation. Then Kamala and family end up going to this event, and I guess it's the mosque board like meeting or whatever. So the people that are running for the campaign can actually talk to people that are actually going to be voting and try to get their vote. So they go to this event, and we see Naked trying to get people to vote for her. She ends up talking to Kamala's dad and persuades him pretty much to vote for her. And then from there, we see Zoe getting questioned by some agents. So I guess they're probably SHIELD agents, whatever it may be. I'm not sure. But they're questioning her about Kamala without knowing that it's Kamala, without her knowing that it's Kamala, you know what I'm saying? But they're questioning her about the hero that saved her at the AvengerCon. So we go back to the mosque board event, and we see that Kamala hears about Aisha and kind of what she did and why her mom doesn't like her through other people that are there, like whether it's family or friends, whatever. She ends up finding out a little bit about Aisha. And then there's this kid that's like playing around on this building, this rooftop, whatever it may be, and he ends up slipping and he's almost about to fall. So Kamala has to save him. She pretty much does save him, but then a situation happens where she kind of loses focus, and then she sees a vision of a lady again, so it kind of makes her lose her focus. And so there's like these little platforms that she's creating for her and the boy to walk on, and the platform that he was on ends up breaking and he's falling down to the ground. And so she ends up putting the platforms there, but he's hitting them hard, you know what I'm saying, but not, it's better than nothing rather than him just falling down completely. So he's hitting the platforms. He ends up falling on top of a car and he ends up like hurting his ankle. So he's still alive. She saved him, but she feels bad because she got distracted and he ended up getting hurt. He could have been saved and then been 100% fine, but he ended up getting saved and he was hurt because of the distraction that she had. So anyways, Kamala goes off running, and she ends up running into this robot that's like a droid, or like a what are those things called, man? The little things that fly in the air or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I don't know why I can't think of it right now, but for right now we're gonna call it a droid. A little robot. And that notifies her that, hey, you're under arrest, or you got to stop, and the agents are on the way, whatever it may be. And so the agents do come, and she tries to run off, and as she runs off, she ends up running into Cameron, and he ends up picking her up in the car. He's like, get in, so you can get out of here, So she gets in the car, and they're on their way to escape. And then Cameron's mom is in the back of the car, and she says, hi, Kamala, I've been waiting to meet you, whatever it may be. So she obviously knows Kamala. She probably knows stuff about this bracelet and her powers and, what's going on and the vision she's having. I don't know if this is the same lady that was in the vision she was having or not. But, yeah. So we'll have to see how that goes the next episode. For me, my 3 favorite scenes would be Kamala testing her powers out. The little montage that they had, it was pretty cool. Second favorite scene would be Kamala saving the boy from falling and dying. My third favorite scene would be Kamala getting help from Cameron and running into Cameron's mom, and it being a lady that's gonna know stuff about her. So yeah, that'll be 3 of my favorite scenes. The grade for this, I'm gonna give it a 7.5 out of 10. So it's a pretty decent grade. If you guys saw this episode, let me know what you guys thought about it in the comments down below. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share. As always, this is Q's Insight. I am Callie. Until next time.